Doma Sports Talk worldwide with some news from the world of boxing. So y'all know what time it is. You ain't in a rush to get concussed. Now, it's the best boxer in the world news, right? Which we're gonna keep bringing up, and that's Terrence Bud Crawford. Now, a lot of people, got something negative to say about Terrence Bud Crawford, but we know what's wrong with you because first of all, you probably didn't like him at the beginning. You probably don't like him in the middle of his career, and at the twilight of his career, you still don't like him. Then you know something's wrong with you, because by now the man would have won you over. At some point, when he beat up a Gamboa, and I told you that's when I was like, damn, because I'm a Gamboa fan, right? And I'm like, man, he beat up my boy. And Gamboa's all that. You could tell Gamboa tried everything. A little bit smaller than him, but we were saying, hey, Terrence Crawford's bigger than people. Moves up to 140, then he ain't bigger than people no more. Maybe the same size or a tad bit smaller. Then he moves up to 147, he's beating up middleweights. Jeff Horn's a middleweight. Benavidez a middleweight. Kell Brooks a middleweight. Damn, Sean Porter's a super middleweight. Everybody's middleweight, right? But he beat him up and knocked all of them out. Spencer's a middleweight, right? So, then he's smaller, but we still don't like him. Similar to how we don't like Deontay Wilder, even though he's 30 pounds lighter than everybody and knocking him out. So if you don't like both of those guys, like I've always been saying, then we know what's wrong with you. So now Terrence Crawford is trying to go up and move up in weight to fight Canelo Alvarez. Now, according to most of the people who's hating on the man, all right, he should have no chance here. None. Zero. Because he's not that great. All right? Canelo Alvarez is great. Face of boxing, huge, best chin that we've ever seen and all that stuff, right? So this little guy coming up 3 weight classes should not have a shot, right? We're going to choose here. Either Canelo Alvarez is not all that great or Terrence Crawford is all that in a bag of chips. There is no in between, because here's the deal. There are too many people out here saying that Terrence Crawford's going to beat the man. There's a couple of them even saying he's going to stop him, right? Now, I don't know about that stopping. First of all, he ain't going to knock Canelo out, because that would be just ridiculous, because Canelo don't get knocked out, and Canelo does have a great chin. It's because he has a great chin, 1. 2, he's fought mostly smaller guys than him. That's 2. 3, his defense is so good that he doesn't get clocked straight, just full impact. Because he's moving that head, he's got an impeccable defense, and Canelo, and he's small, stocky with a big neck like Mike Tyson type stuff. So he's got a chin. Let's give it up for Canelo. We ain't gonna try to hate on him like you guys do. We know what's good about him, but he has fought and avoided too many damn good fighters. Right now, if we, right, are saying that Terrence Crawford has a shot against this guy, then Terrence Crawford is awesome. I'm going to repeat myself. We got 2 more people. Shannon Briggs. Let's go, champ. You know that guy? Yeah. He thinks Crawford's going to stop Canelo. Do you know who else? The guy who beat Canelo, the big one that they were saying was too big for him. Bivol at 175 pounds, even though Bivol is a small 175 pounds, even though Bivol beat the hell out of Canelo and wanted to come down to Canelo's weight at 168 to fight him, and Canelo said no. And I told you he was going to say no 6 months before. I told you, Canelo ain't taking that fight because the excuses are gone. With the belts. We ain't got time to be giving legacy to somebody else. Then, you know what would have happened? Bivol would be a 2-division undisputed guy. Canelo ain't having that. Not if he ain't got to have it. You see what I'm saying? So, and one thing else that I want to get out. I always like to say, but I just like to remind people. We know that Canelo, you guys like to say, ducked Benavidez, and he don't want to fight Benavidez. But make sure this is clear. It's not like he's avoided Benavidez not one tad bit more than he avoided Demetrius Andrade. I like to say that because Demetrius Andrade is up in obscurity right now, and nobody's paying attention to the man. He was one of the best fighters ever for the last decade, didn't get the opportunity to prove it, right? But Canelo did worse avoiding of Demetrius Andrade than he did Benavidez. I know the whole boxing world understands now Benavidez is, not a black guy, so we can at least admit, everybody together, that he's avoiding Benavidez, right? But Demetrius Andrade, he avoided worse than Benavidez. Why, you might ask? Benavidez just had the WBC championship and was stripped of it, and he was Canelo's mandatory. That's it. Canelo fighting him just meant I'm going to fight for the belt instead of them giving me the WBC belt. And I'm already the champion anyway. He's just my mandatory. With Demetrius Andrade was a champion, and Canelo was his mandatory and didn't fight him at 154. Demetrius Andrade was at 160 pounds and the champion. Canelo had the other 3 belts. He only had to fight him to become undisputed at middleweight. He would rather go up to 168 because he was talked to Mauricio Sulaiman, and Sulaiman told him, look, dude, I'm going to give you the WBC belt. And so he's like, well, shoot, if I only got to fight Callum Smith, Billy Joe Saunders, and your boy, Caleb Plant, I'd rather fight those 3 fights instead of one fight, against Demetrius Andrade for the most money you ever going to get. So therefore, that's worse avoiding than Benavidez. Just so I want to make sure that's clear. Because everybody, America, even the black guys, Benavidez, he needs to fight Benavidez and make some monks and all that. You know who didn't get a name? Demetrius Andrade didn't get kind of no name. You know what I'm saying? I'll think of one by the next time I do a Demetrius Andrade video. He should have got a name. He didn't get one. Like the avoided brother, right? Or something. We got to come up with something. He should have had a name. Right? You know what his name was? Horrible Fighter. People started admitting that. Get the F out of here. Payday. You want payday? We're imitating that. Like that's something cool to do. Which should have been funny that he said something like that to one of our best fighters out there. Be ashamed of yourselves. Anyway, so he avoided Demetrius Andrade worse than Benavidez. Now, you know why? Because if Lara gave him those problems, he really didn't want to have a Lara with punching power messing around with him, right? So with little old bitty Terence Crawford, we got half of the boxing world thinking Terence Crawford is going to beat him and something and stop him. So what is it, people? Is Terence Crawford awesome or Canelo not? You decide. Let me know. Doma Sports Talk. Worldwide. Let's get ready for tomorrow, y'all. And I'm up out of here, y'all.